Hello and welcome to Pathfinder B-Sides. I am your host, Professor Phoenix, and today we're going to be talking about the most redundant, not really cleric archetype, the Crusader. Why is it weird? I hear you asking, but only to yourself because you don't want someone to think you're weird. It's weird because, and I quote, why not just play a paladin? Their BAB is higher, blah 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 blah. Well, let's get into it with first going over the flavor text. This is the Crusader archetype from the Ultimate Combat, page 40. Crusaders serve as the militant arm of the church, ready to stand guard over the religion's holy places and to be its swift, avenging arm against those who resist the truth. So, yeah, man, what it sounds like is they're there to defend the church, and they're actually more of the more physical guys, and less of the I'm gonna wave my hands and put a blessing onto you. So let's start with it. You've got the diminished spellcasting, so a Crusader chooses only one domain and gains one fewer spell of each level than normal. If this reduces the number to 0, she may cast spells at that level only if they are domain spells or if her wisdom allows her bonus spells at that level. Alright, so to me, this is saying that since you're more focused on combat and everything, that yeah, you should probably be getting one fewer spell every spell level. I mean, it's a pretty decent trade-off, especially considering everything else you get for it. So more about the combat. You get bonus feats. A Crusader gains a bonus feat at first level, then again at 5th, 10th, 15th, and 20th levels. These bonus feats must be chosen from the following list: heavy armor proficiency, improved shield bash, martial weapon proficiency, saving shield, shield focus, tower shield proficiency, and weapon focus. At 10th level, a Crusader may also choose from the following feats: exotic weapon proficiency, greater shield focus, greater weapon focus, improved critical, shield slam, shield specialization, and weapon specialization. At 20th level, a Crusader may also choose from the following feats: greater shield specialization and greater weapon specialization. Bonus feats marked with the asterisk must be applied to the favored weapon of the Crusader's deity. A Crusader need not meet the normal class or level-based prerequisites for these bonus feats. What a nice list of bonus feats. You get more to choose from than a sorcerer bloodline, and this is in addition to your normal feat selections. I'd definitely pick up Scribe Scroll at first level just so you can have an extra spell handy at all times. Gotta pick up the heavy armor just to fit the theme. And get a nice tower shield proficiency for that sweet, sweet AC. After that, I'd go with shield focus for additional AC as well. You'd still have 3/4 BAB, so you want to be fighting defensively when you can. At higher levels, I'd focus on as many thematically appropriate feats as possible, maybe sticking with the more defensive ones, the more lawful your alignment, while at chaotic aiming for more offensive feats. I'm looking at you, greater weapon focused and improved critical. I think it's pretty well worth all the diminished casting, considering feats are always turned on. What would that extra spell have done for your party, really? Anyways, what else do you get as a Crusader? Let's take a quick gander. Legion's Blessing. At 8th level, a Crusader gains the ability to confer beneficial spells quickly to a large group of allies. As a full round action, the Crusader may confer the effects of a single harmless spell with a range of touch to a number of creatures equal to half her cleric level. The spell's range remains touch, so all intended recipients must be within the Crusader's reach when the spell is cast. Using the Legion's Blessing, it spends the prepared spell, but it also requires the Crusader to sacrifice another prepared spell 3 levels higher, as when spontaneously using a cure or inflict spell. The higher level spell is not cast, but is simply lost. Its magical energy used to power the Legion's Blessing. So, this ability is a little bit of a mixed bag. At level 8, you can include 4 adjacent allies in a single touch spell, sacrificing a spell 3 levels higher to spread the love. Spells that would be worth this cost at level 8 anyways would be situational. but when needed would be crazy worth it. At level 8, your applicable level 1 spells are things like Hide from Undead, which is awesome in a zombie-infested town, or Gorm's Armor. Adding spikes onto your party's armor and shields is a good idea against groups of goblins or kobolds. Next, I'd like to cover some of our domain options, and these are just my top 3 picks. The travel domain covers your heavy armor proficiency's move rate dilemma by giving you an extra 10 feet per round move speed. The domain also gives you some sweet bonus abilities, like the level 8 ability Dimensional Hop. That way you can move around the battlefield as you need to, especially useful if you need to be somewhere to protect someone. The next domain is going to be the Strength domain. You get the spell Bull Strength along with Enlarge Person as domain spells. At level 8, you can use the Crusader ability to make your team of 4. At that time, that's what we've got, deal with it. And you can enlarge your entire team for the cost of a level 1 spell and a level 4 spell. Sounds baller to me, at least. Finally, you've got the Animal domain, which grants you an animal companion at 4th level. So, you would have your valiant steed with you, or your bear you'd befriended, or a wolf that has been by your side ever since you saved it from that cruel, vagabond? Either way, more ways to roleplay. Also, you could summon animals using the domain spells, and basically always have a squad at your back. So looking into references on Crusaders, a couple people caught my eye. First, we've got King Arthur, searching for the Holy Grail, which epitomized all that was good and holy. So that's a knight who has the heavy armor proficiency. Deity's favorite weapon is the long sword, from the Sword in the Stone, and his domain would have probably been either good or nobility. Just my thoughts. The next Crusader is a bit different. We've got the Cape Crusader, i.e. Batman. I'm Batman. I'd say his mind is in the right place, basically wanting to stop any and all corruption and crime in Gotham. And he could be any alignment, but I would give him the Darkness domain and maybe focus a bit on CMB abilities like Dirty Trick and use the bonus feats to beef him up a bit for shields and such. Now I'm going to try a thing, and this is my final idea for the Crusader, and this is what I would do. Let's call this a 25-point buy game, and I'd make a Dwarven Cleric named Mondo. He would be neutral good, and his point buy would be Strength 14, Dex 14, Constitution 14, plus 2 for a total of 16, Intelligence 10, Wisdom 14, plus 2 for a total of 16, and his Charisma would be 14 minus 2 for a total of 12. I would start him out having his deity's favored weapon be the Morning Star, because that sounds pretty badass. And his domain would be the Animal domain, and his first level feat would be Scribe Scroll. That comes in handy so much. His bonus feat would be Armor Proficiency Heavy. At this point, his skill points per level would be 2, unless he got a favored class bonus, which he won't. We're going to be using it for HP always. So his skill points would always be going into Handle Animal and Knowledge Nature. The goal with Mondo is that he wants to find bigger and better animals while serving the world and making it a better place for all of the animal kingdoms. We could say the flavor of his armor is always nature themed, even though he's wearing full plate when he can afford it. His armor could have like chipmunks or some other small creature on it. As he levels up, he would change it out to depict whatever creature he likes the most at the time, which could vary from game to game. If it was me, it would have a bear on it, because bears are cool. At level 3, we would take Power Attack, and at level 5, we would take Boon Companion along with the Tower Shield proficiency. Since you can technically change your animal companion every time you level up, feel free to work with your GM about what animal you would like before the session where you would level up. Ultimately, I would have Mondo work his way up to being a protector of the land and friend to all animals. He would go to traveling circuses, freeing the animals that didn't want to be there, because you can use Speak with Animals rounds per level per day as the level 1 awesomeness from the Animal domain. But that's what I would do. I'm going to rate this archetype today on a scale of 1 to 10 based on combat playability and role playability. For combat, you lose access to a spell per day per spell level, and you lose a whole domain, which would count for half of your class. On the other hand, you gain what is effectively a domain that grants special feats, and on top of that, weird spellcasting things, which I always enjoy. Combat playability gets a 5 out of 10. There's just not that much bad, but there isn't that much good either. For role playability, it feels like you are actually a Crusader. The domain you pick is basically what you're an avatar of. You won't have any conflicting thoughts when it comes to what your guy cares about. If you're a Crusader of trickery, then that's your bag. If you are a Crusader of good, charm, destruction, that's what you do. You won't ever have to wonder if you did the right thing, which could be a good or a bad thing depending on who you are and how you like to play. For me, I'm going to give this one a 5 out of 10 as well. To sum it all up, I'm giving this archetype a 5 out of 10 rating for me. It feels a little lackluster and it could have been more, but then again, if you wanted to have full bab and be a badass in combat, a war priest or paladin would have probably been a better call. If you wanted to cast more spells and have more combat potential, then you came to the right place. Also, today I'd like to thank myself for suggesting this archetype. I wanted to do something a little different, and I think I accomplished it. Thanks for sticking through the video. If you have any archetypes you want me to do in the future, leave it in the comments down below. If you think I missed something for this archetype, let me know. Come yell at me at my new Discord, link in the description. I promise I'm not crazy, it really exists. I don't have a catch line or a catchphrase to play me out of the video, so I'm just gonna sing and sing until you guys just click off. Don't forget the thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. I'm just gonna thank you for watching the video.